Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, let's see. There we go. And let me see who was here first. Novi D. Thank you so much for being here first. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Hello, Fancy Fancy, Lydia Washington, uh, Isp, I hope I'm saying that right, SL. And Mary H., Emerald Derrick, and Helen Marmon. Thank you for being here. Okay. Lola Love. You know what? I'm going to have to come on especially early tomorrow because I miss Elaine Parker. Hi, Brenda Gray, Joan Garcia, Yalibi. Yeah, I think I'm going to do something tomorrow in the afternoon. That's what I'm going to do. Just for Elaine Parker. Sharon Fraser, thank you so much for being here. Antoinette Kennedy. Yeah, you see, if I'm awake. If I'm awake. Sonia Johnson, hi again. Let's see. The Sussex Spotlight, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And so on and so on and so on. Let's see. Let's get on with it. So, I listened to the mayor of Pasadena. I listened to him again because I don't know if you realize this, but the interview that he gave, well, this video and the interview that was part of it is almost 9 minutes long. Is almost 9 minutes long. Now, he didn't speak about the Sussexes for the entire time, but I do believe I shared that on the community tab. I think I did. Yeah. Oh, it's almost 10 minutes long. Yeah, it is almost 10 minutes long. So from the time the interview started at about 5 and 34 seconds, yeah, 5 minutes, 34 seconds, that's when they were able to get his comment. And tell you what I'll do. I'm not going to play it here, but I will put it on the community tab just in case you want to go back and listen to it just for your own research purposes, for your own reference. You can go back and watch it again. But yeah, it was longer than I think most people realize. So I have it here right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the community tab right now. And let's see, longer than you thought. There you go. Yeah, it was about 10 minutes. Okay. All right, it's posted. So, and that is directly from the Fox 11 Los Angeles. It's been viewed a little shy of 200,000 times in 6 days. So, what most people have seen has been all, little clips here and there. But I'm sure that with 200,000 views, and who knows how many squatties were the ones that watched a great deal of those views, um, I don't think most people were able to see the entirety of it. So it might be worth another look, just depending. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. So let me get back with you all here before I lose my place. Okay. Don't need that. Yeah, I'm sure I don't need that. And So I just need to see what you all are seeing, and then we're good. All right, so give me just a second here. Uh, yes, 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 yes. Got it. No, I don't got it. Hold on a second. I don't got it. I don't got it. Where the heck am I? Hmm. Oh. Okay. Okay. And almost. Okay, that's as good as it gets. All right, let's go on. So yeah, as I was saying, it was a little longer than you probably thought it was. No big deal. But just check it out. Maybe there was something you missed, or maybe it'll be worth watching it again. You decide once you get the opportunity. And next slide. So, Meghan Markle lends a hand to teen girl affected by Eaton fire, with donations having her support is unreal. Now, of course it is, because anything that Meghan touch turns to gold, right? And any cause that Meghan pursues, well, let me put it to you like this: they receive an overwhelming amount of support like they never thought was possible. But then again, we know this because of the um, the way we follow the Sussexes. We know what happens. And so, anyway, that I believe is the young lady right there. So, Meghan Markle made a low key visit to New Relief Group, working to restore a sense of normalcy for teenagers affected by the Eaton fire, one in the series of wildfires devastating the Los Angeles area. People, that is People magazine, understand that the Duchess of Sussex lent her support to the Altadena teen girl fire recovery group on January 13th. Remember, I was struggling trying to say that yesterday. An organization she and Prince Harry have contributed to through their Archwell Foundation. You hear that? Harry and Meghan have contributed to this organization through their Archwell Foundation. The Altadena Teen Girls Fire Recovery Organization was launched by 14-year-old Avery. She's only 14. Do you see how tall she is? By Avery Colbert from Pasadena last week to gather beauty products, hair care items, clothes, and other personal supplies for teen girls displaced or affected by the Eaton fire. The Los Angeles Times reports the blaze that began on January 7th is over 1,400 acres in size and was about 45% contained as of January 15th, according to the Los Angeles County Fire Department. She arrived with new clothing, beauty products, and lunch for volunteers. Meghan directly engaged with families as they visited, helping the girls with shopping, sharing conversations, and providing much needed support through the visit. Well, okay. I'm just wondering, are we going to see any images of that? Now, yeah, well, okay, I was going to say, given the climate right now, that could be a bit problematic, but that's a problem I kind of want, because I want to see, I want to see the Duchess. I want to see her interacting with the young people. So there, you can see another image. The Duchess of Sussex was spotted in a reel that the group shared to Instagram on January 15th, which showed volunteers at work in a warehouse full of products. It rolled to slow footage of Meghan having a chat with someone one on one where she wore a black Los Angeles baseball cap and held two full um, tote bags on her arms. I think it was more than two, but no matter. And thank you to everyone who showed up on Monday, which was such a special day. We love you. Altadena Teen Girls Fire Recovery captioned the clip on Instagram. The footage, which was captured by the charity organizers, offered a peek into Meghan's effort on the ground and followed her outing with Prince Harry to Pasadena Convention Center on January 10th. There, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex helped distribute food and supplies to victims of the Eaton fire, where they arrived without fanfare to directly lend a hand. Prince Harry and Meghan take a discreet approach to their site visits, prioritizing meaningful, contrary to some reports, the Duke and Duchess do not bring videographers or photographers along, instead, focusing on directly supporting communities and the ongoing relief efforts. So, as I have said, this has gotten way out of hand. And I'm not even going to tell you the one news organization, which of course they can be really shady because I don't want to give them any clicks or anything, but I was actually taken back by how vicious they were. Vicious, absolutely vicious. Yeah, I mean, it was just completely unhinged hostility. And there's nothing to substantiate these claims that they were um, disaster tourists. There is footage of Harry and Meghan with the mayor. Now, it was reported that they met with some of the families that were affected and families that lost everything. There is no footage of them visiting those families. Um, but the picture that has been painted is that of Harry and Meghan holding hands, right? This is what they want us to assume, is that they're holding hands and just kind of taking in everything for no good reason whatsoever. There is no footage to support that. I could understand if there was footage showing the Sussexes, I don't know, just riding around in an open vehicle, right? An open vehicle, just snapping pictures of the scenery for their own twisted purposes. But that's not the case. They were talking to people. And as they do have a foundation, as they are partnered with the World Central Kitchen, it doesn't even say whether or not they took food to these people that they visited. There was no mention of them taking food or supplies or anything. Now, one of the arguments that I heard, which really bothers me, oh, they can get into places and the homeowners, they can't even get there to see if their homes are. We don't even know what area they went to. And I would imagine that a lot of the people that are criticizing have no idea what the geography is. They have no idea what the geography is, but they are hitching their wagons to other people's outrage for whatever reason. And it is grossly unfair to Harry and Meghan, who have, in my estimates, have given away a lot of money. I'll just say a lot of money. I don't know the exact figure, but they have given away a lot of money. And they will continue to give money. And as with the oh gosh, whatever that thing was where they were trying to help get the vaccines for some countries that were not able to get vaccines, right? Um, the guy that organized that, he said as soon as the Sussexes got involved, phone calls started and support rolled in. And they're not even giving them the benefit of the doubt of what they are able to achieve. We don't know. They don't know, but yet they are so quick to criticize. And like I said, this one particular news group, I know that they're shady. I know how shady they are, but I was taken back by how vicious they were in their report. I was just shocked at how vicious they were. I'm just like, was that really necessary? You have you know what? I don't even need to say it. I was going to say you have the inauguration coming up, but I think that most of these people are going to be so afraid to say anything about the inauguration. They're going to be afraid to criticize this so called president coming into office, that it will be more of the same. It'll be as though the election has never happened. So yeah, I am still very like rattled by all of this unnecessary criticism of Harry and Meghan. And it's an easy picture to paint because there are so many voids where there is no footage supporting these claims one way or the other. That area where they met with Jose Andreas, where they embraced the mayor. And by the way, I don't think the mayor is going to have much to say. I really don't. I think he's said what he said and he's done with it, because this can become a problem for him. Do you understand what I'm saying? This can become a problem to him. Who, if there's someone running against him, then he will be, he will have problems. That's all I'll say is he could have problems. So it has blown completely out of proportion. I mean, that is like one of those phrases you hear out of proportion, and it's so generic, you don't really think of what it means. You just know that it's bigger than what it should be. But out of proportion, there is no legitimate cause for this to have become this huge thing, but the momentum of the lie, the momentum of the accusations. And now it has become this bloated, overstated, over just I'm over it. That's it. I'm over it. Anyway, let's see. The footage, which was captured by the charity organizer, offered a peek into Meghan's efforts on the ground. Did I do that already? Uh, okay, maybe not. On the ground, and followed her outing with Prince Harry and yeah, we did. Prince Harry and Meghan take discreet. Yes, we did that. Let's go to the next thing. The Altadena Teen Girl Fire Recovery Group revealed that the Archwell Foundation contributed to its mission in a January 14th Instagram sharing special thanks to Harry and Meghan's charity. We are, excuse me, we are official. We can now accept donations directly to our organization and make sure that all of these funds get right to community where it's needed. So many of you have set up your own Venmos and stuff to gather money for us, and we are so grateful. A special thanks to the Archwell Foundation for your support, the message said. In the comment section, the account holder wrote back on Instagram user who made a supportive comment about Meghan's visit. Even just meeting her is life changing. Having her support is unreal, a representative from the relief group said. So, again, none of this criticism has taken into account the actual things that the Sussexes have done. There is like almost no video or even eyewitnesses to support these awful, awful claims that they were out as tourists. There's nothing to support that. And yet it has crept over into the mainstream. Nothing to support it. And it's not so much that the mainstream is agreeing with it, but the fact that they're reporting it, they're using those words is, I think, pretty bad. I think it's pretty bad. I think it is. Well, hmm, yeah. I'll just leave it there. I'll take a look at a couple of your comments. I think that all of the bots and derangers are making a big fuss of Meghan and Harry because the Unroyals can't compare. All they do is PR. Uh, Kate with her media in the hospital, King Charles going to food banks, that is, I'm about to say fast food, without anything. Okay, thank you for that. And Arrington W says, "Hi, Baron. I think that you may be rattled because these comments are pure hatred at the Meghan effect, generating love to the people." Um, yeah, well, that is part of it, but I think that perhaps we're seeing these comments in different places. You may see them in places that you normally gather your information, your news, and I'm seeing it in other places, and I'm taking a measure of the tone of it, and that is why I am bothered by it because I just do not want a situation where the Sussexes are out and doing their work. And like Harry said, all it takes is one lone actor. I just don't want any confrontations like that, real or imagined. I just do not want those kind of confrontations because that can be very dangerous. And I'm not thinking about the words as much as I'm thinking about how dangerous um, an atmosphere that these kind of things can become. So um, I think what makes things so much more serious is that there's a lot of people who have lost everything and they're looking for someone to blame. Okay. And when people are in shock, when people are in grief and they're angry and they're looking for someone to blame, they're not necessarily thinking properly in the moment. They just want someone to strike out to, and usually it's a politician, right? Usually it's a politician. Sometimes it's a first responder. But whatever the case is, I just do not want Harry and Meghan caught up in the middle of something that is predicated on lies and innuendos and gaslighting and fake news and whatever else you want to call it. Um, but the level of hostility that I'm seeing makes me uncomfortable. It's not all coming from the usual sources. That's the thing. It's not all coming from the usual sources. So if I'm overly cautious, I am not going to apologize for that because that is just my nature to be very protective of people that I care about. And to say nothing, I think is not helpful. Beverly McCaskill, good evening, family. Just coming into the chat after almost oversleeping, listening to Baron and seeing some other idiots talking negativity about our faves is getting to me, ready to stop being nice. Yeah, I understand. I understand. 21,000 worth of ribs, chicken, and what else is it? Wow. I don't know why that makes me hungry. Let's see. Haters and the media stay mad because Harry and Meghan outshine the other two without trying. They need to focus on the unroyals and stay out of the U.S. Harry and Meghan are not going away. Maggie, that is very true. The fact that Meghan made the appearance at the charity is a clear indication that they are not going to cower or shelter in place, that they intend to be who they are and do what they do. And for that, I am extremely proud of them. The Rangers were being vicious to the young lady who started the Altadena teen girl fire recovery, and the squatties had to let them know that she was only 14 years old and not to bully her. Shameful. Are you serious? No, I did not see that. I did not see that. And I have no reason to not believe it because we know how those keyboard warriors, the Rangers, how they conduct themselves. So I'm certainly not surprised. But thanks for saying that because I had no idea that that was happening. And it really it hi cookies and creams wants to say hi to a few people. It really I think fits right in with what I'm saying is that it is the vitriol is so out of proportion. It is so out of proportion. We're used to a certain level of nastiness, but this has taken on a whole nother dimension. This is very different because of the scale of the event itself. And again, because of the loss and because of the grief, there are some people that may not be thinking in a very reasonable manner and may say things that they otherwise would not say. They may listen to these lies and assume that it is some level of truth to it. And I'm not speaking about the derangers. I'm speaking about people that have been a victim of the fire. Definitely, I would hate to see that um, transferred to them, the lies being transferred to them, and and that any of them might think there's any truth to it. Now, so far, I have not seen that, and I hope I never see that. Let's see. Pam Rawlings says, I am sick of the haters saying Meghan is only doing all of this to draw attention to herself. It is just horrible what she has to endure from such horrible people. Time they left her alone. Here, here. Okay, so let me scroll back in the other direction here. Thank you all for your comments. Joan Garcia says, Baron, I was shocked that even my brother believes a negative TMZ story on Harry and Meghan. So I yelled at him about how can you believe lies from Murdoch Media. Thank you so much for your comment, Joan Garcia. And yeah, this is what I'm saying is that people that may normally um, have neutral opinions about the Sussexes may think that there is some truth to this. You guys, even people that are not affected directly by the fire, I I feel that with all of these events that have been canceled or rescheduled or delayed for the sake of the fire, that means that the country is in a state of shock, not a severe state of shock. This is not 9/11. This is not Katrina, where there was so many people that died. The amount of death involved with this fire has been relatively low as far as we know, but it is the level of destruction that have people in a bit of shock. Even myself, I told you, I could not stop watching it. I was up all night trying to wrap my brain around what I was seeing. I'm like, how could this be happening? The scale of it was shocking. And there are people that are shocked, that are totally taken back by this. And then all of a sudden, you see a story that pops up accusing Harry and Meghan of something that is so ridiculous on the surface, but it doesn't mean that people won't believe it. And some of those people believe that they don't live in California. Some of those people don't even know that Meghan is from California. And there are some people that may have, and I know this is hard to believe, that may think she's from England. They may think she's from England or that she still lives in England, that she's an American that moved to England that just came back so that she can take pictures. There are people that believe that the film crew was theirs. Now, when I watched that video again of Harry and Meghan interacting with the people near the convention center, what I noticed is there were a lot of people that were standing around and talking, that were hugging, supporting each other. But they singled out two people out of the maybe 50 or 100 people we saw moving in the background. They singled out two people and accused them of some terrible things. The headlines in the papers, the headlines that you see on the social media, those are like billboards, you guys. Those are like billboards. You don't have to read the article. Those are like billboards. And that is what's so terrible about the tabloids is that you don't have to read the article to get enough of the intended reaction. And then, of course, there are people that are going to share the articles without even reading it. They see the headline and, oh, they are haters like me. Let me just send that to them so they can have something else to say. So I don't have solutions, you guys. And I hate to be like the town crier, or the boy who cried wolf, but this is way out of hand. Besides spoiling her happiness, they want to spoil our happiness. We have to, we have the court cases coming up, and they have Invictus Games. We will have more joy to come. The British royal family are unhappy. Let them be. Oh, I'm sorry, my voice is really bad today. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can I sound like Mr. Haney on Green Acres. Mr. Douglas, Mr. Douglas. Well, don't you know that I got this brand new elixir, Mr. Douglas? Yeah, I can hear that Mr. Haney coming out the out of my windpipes. And the last thing I want to do is sound like Mr. Haney with his truck full of stuff that you needed, that you never thought you needed, at a rock bottom price that you cannot pass on. And anyway, yeah, I gotta take care of my voice before I start giving you Mr. Haney on Royal Sussex. So, Mr. Douglas, Maggie says, "Oh, that was for legs. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone." But anyway, thank you so much for your comment, legs. Baron, it is as on Twitter they didn't like the young lady complimenting Megan on her Instagram account. Okay, I'm not sure if I saw that. Maybe I did, and I just didn't realize that it was from the young lady. Sharon Fraser says bots are paid to troll and hate on posts on social media. They are whole bot farms that what bots do is post similar hate posts and increase their numbers by thousands and millions. Okay, Helen makes an excellent point. So I am going to explain the bots as best I can, and I don't know how accurate this is, but I think this is what happens is that the bots are reacting to the transcript from the podcast, right? From Royal Sussex, from anything on YouTube. There is a transcript that is generated, right? And the bots look for certain words, and especially Harry and Meghan. Anytime a video is titled with Harry and Meghan, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Sussex Squad, anything like that, the bots are able, or whoever, you know, they can detect the language that is being used, and they will sometimes have comments that don't really align with the conversation, right? But that's how the bots work. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate for the purposes of, let's say, Harry and Meghan. It just has to be something negative and hateful. And so, from time to time, when we respond to these bots, we are responding to just that, bots, not people. These are pre programmed messages. And if you think about the ability of AI to write a term paper, surely they can come up with a credible, you know, hate message or hate post or whatever. So I think that there is ways that they can deal with the bots if they wanted to. And when I say they, I just mean they. But I think there's a way to deal with it. But it's just like the robocalls that you get on your home phone, or, you know, for most people on their cell phones. You get these robocalls, you get these automated text messages and stuff that has nothing to do with you. And you say to yourself, "Oh, I signed up for that. No, what is it? No, no strange phone calls." I forgot what they call those, but yeah, you signed up for that some years ago, right? And it slowed down, but it never stopped. And it just went from your house phone to your cell phone. And just today, I had someone named Ava who said that they know me, or how come you haven't called me? I said, well, who am I? And you won't believe it. They said my name was Daisy. You're Daisy, right? And so, was I texting back and forth to a person or was I texting to a bot? I don't know. But that happened. So I, responded, please never text me again. And then I blocked the number. And then I just wait, give it a couple of days, and then someone else would do the same thing. There's no telling what level of ways that they have to put this stuff out there. But if AI is involved, then really we're not um, we're not really pushing back against a person. It's a computer program, a computer's generated insult or whatever. So anyway, that is the best that I can explain it. I'm sure that I probably got some parts of that wrong, but that was my feeble attempt to explain what bots are and how bots work and how that's the word I'm looking for, how they have coordinated attacks on the Sussexes. And that is that someone is paying for it, obviously, because they're not free and probably not cheap, but um, the intention is to demoralize, discredit, and just slander the intended subject of whoever they're going after. So right now, there's not a whole lot that anybody can do about it. And as I said, I do believe that technology is available um, to put a stop to this, but they don't seem to want to put a stop to it. Let's see. RA, thank you so much for the Cash App. And thank you so much for being here tonight. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, cookies and cream. I didn't even look at that. Let me see. This is a coordinated attack by the ungodly family and the racist hyenas. Meghan McCain and Justina Bateman attacking Meghan isn't a coincidence. It is all part of the hate campaign, allegedly. And I think that makes a lot of sense, cookies and cream. I don't believe there are accidents. I think that this whole thing has been deliberate. And yeah, it's definitely it's definitely changed the narrative. I think that more concentration ought to be on the survivors and people trying to rebuild their lives. But instead, this is a massive distraction. Mhm. Yeah, thank you, Joyce Falls. That is a shame that they are literally trolling a teenager. A teenager at that, a teenager. But there are some very low people. They are very low. The hate is an overreaction. Uh oh. Let me stop that from doing that. Okay. The hate is an overreaction. Excuse me. This initial love and support that Harry and Meghan, I'm sorry, received, countered everything that Meghan McCain had done and what the royals are trying to engineer. So they tripled down. Yeah, initially, it was like, I was like, oh, wow, Harry and Meghan, you know what I'm saying? And people were just loving on them and the whole exchange, with the donut story. We almost forget the donut story happened. It almost seems like that donut story never happened. And there were people that were praising them. And I can guarantee you, Some of the same people that were praising them are probably some of the same people that are criticizing them now because of something that, in all likelihood, wasn't exactly what they're trying to say it was. Now, excuse me, the photos where Harry and Meghan are with the mayor and someone else, um, you could see where Harry's helping Meghan climb up on some type of something. Um, we don't know where they came from. We don't know who they spoke to. All we know is they were walking in that direction. We don't know if they took anything with them, if they accompanied people that stayed behind. We don't know. There may have been some people that were at the venue, at the convention center, that invited them, please, you have to come and see this. We don't know. And the worst part is these haters don't care. I can think of so many scenarios that led to what is supposed to be this aha gotcha moment. And in all likelihood, I'm sure that's exactly what it is. I am more than certain that that is exactly what it is. But thanks to this massive hate campaign, and guys, let's face it, that label that they have put out there against them, that label is it's like a toxin that is just going to have to run its course. It's going to have to run its course. There's no other way around it. That label is a toxin that will have to run its course. So all I can say is the sooner the better. Where is my Ricola? Hold on a second. I need a Ricola. That's what I need. I don't even know why I'm playing around. Let me get one of my Connie Balmer Ricolas, and that will take care of Mr. Haney. I haven't tried this one yet. Oh, I don't know what flower this is. It's in is this German? I don't know what language this is. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Connie has always got a liquid inside. Now that is what's going to coat my throat and help my voice. Thank you, Connie Balmer, wherever you are. This is amazing. Sorry, you guys. Need to let this take effect. Can you hear the difference already? I don't think it's eucalyptus. There's some kind of purple blossom that I see on the bag. But whatever it is, it's definitely working. This is amazing. It's a miracle. It is an absolute Connie Balmer miracle. Is that Rohini? Is Rohini here? Hey, soul brother, thank you so much for being here. This is great. I wish I could share this with you guys. I don't know what's in it, and I don't care. I just know it works, and it tastes amazing. Honey Mama just knows. She just she has a way of knowing things. So thank you very much, Lex, for your comment. Um, Jelaine, is it Mona's time? Thank you so much for being here. Okay, I'm just scrolling a bit here. Myra V, thank you for being here tonight. Okay, was I done with this? Yes, I was done. So take a look there. There's Megan. That was that extra photo that I found last night on the left side. And take a look on the right side. Meghan Markle was spotted bringing donations to teen girls amid LA wildfires. Okay, let's see. I'm not seeing what Baron is seeing. Maybe it's because I've blocked so many haters and I don't click on their sites. From what I've been seeing, especially here in the US, is positive comments. Lola Love, I'm glad for that. I really am glad for that. And you guys, I hope I'm not overstating my concerns. I have not seen a lot of things, and I believe most of the reporting has been very responsible here in the US. But if a report includes after being accused of disaster sightseeing or sites, you know what I'm saying? Even if it is a great report, if it includes that language, then it's so much as doing the work for the haters. So I won't say that I've seen too much of it, or I'm sorry, much more than what most people have. But I will say I have been concerned at some of the reports and some of the language that's been used. So I have my concerns. That's all I can say is I have my concerns. But first and foremost, I am here for the Sussexes. That is the foundation of Royal Sussex as a YouTube channel. And I cannot unsee what I've seen, and I cannot pretend to feel otherwise about what I've seen because I am very concerned. Okay. Sandra, I really appreciate that, but I do hope that you are at least getting some information from other sources because I cannot guarantee that you know, that you know what I'm saying. I would feel better if I knew that you were, you know, like Pedal of Facts and Two Cents, always amazing, and of course there's Duchess of Success, and you know the group, the especially the um, Miss V of VS Speaks Royal. So there's some amazing people. And I don't want to be the sole source for anybody because I don't think that's healthy. But I do appreciate your comment. Okay. So Altadena Girls Fire Recovery. Altadena Girls. If you would like to make a donation, I do have some information for you. Restoring normalcy for the teenage victims of the Eaton Canyon fire. And this is all stuff that we've gone over. And uh, let me see. You know what? I don't have the link. So let me grab the link for that. Yes, this is it. There is a link right here. And remember, there are alternatives like the Red Cross and, of course, World Central Kitchen. Those are two that you can't go wrong. Red Cross, World Central Kitchen, and of course, since the Sussexes have contributed to this particular charity, I would say this is also one that you can trust. Okay, Special K. Yes, Special K. Thank you. Yeah, you guys name them. You name them. And let me work on putting this link up here. Right there it is at the top of the chat. Let me make sure that's it. Wait, that's not even doing anything. Okay, maybe that's not it. I don't think that's working. Is it working for you all? Okay, that's probably not it. Hold on, don't use that one. Let me try this again. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it again, and then we'll see if it works. So I'm going to take this one away. And then I'm going to try this one again. Now, I'm going to check and verify that it works. Pin message to the top of the chat. We got contact. That's it. It works. So Altadena Girls Fire Recovery. Also, very important. When you make a donation, if you can, try to make sure that you mention Harry and Meghan, okay? Just so that they will know that I know that you know that they know that you know that I know, and that you know that they know that you know and I know that the inspiration for our donation was the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, right? So long as they know that I know that you know, and you know that I know that they know that you know, then rest assured the Sussex's impact on the charity will be well known. And that, of course, is very important. Also, another reminder, whoever you donate to, just to make sure that you're on the right track, make sure that the organization is a .org, right? Make sure it's a .org, not a .com, .org, .org, so you know that you're contributing to the right cause. So, Red Cross, one of my faves, and the World Central Kitchen. Well, who doesn't want to feed people, right? So just make sure that you're donating to a .org. All right, that's that. Okay, just looking at a couple of your comments. Diane Hawkins says the same ones urging the Sussexes to but sit in. Wait a minute. What are you saying here? The same ones that's urging the Sussexes to but sit in the face of disaster are same ones ready to criticize them for not helping. You get a bell for that, because that is so true. What's I'm sorry, what's the rationale for asking people to not help? Sussexes understand this. Here, here. You are right on the money with that one. As a matter of fact, let me take a look at my slides from yesterday, because someone spoke to that in their own way. Someone spoke to that in their own unique way. Let me see. Nope, that's not it. Nope. Okay, hold on. I know it was from yesterday. At least I'm sure it was. I'm thinking about Mr. George Takei. There we go. As he said, damned if they do and damned if they don't. So if they had done something or nothing, there would have been some type of criticism, right? And what did Meghan say about criticism? What did Meghan say about criticism? I won't answer that. I will wait for you to put it in a comment. But what did our Meghan say about compliments and criticism? Remember, compliments and criticism. I'll wait for you. Meghan had something to say about that. The very wise words of Miss Rachel Meghan Markle, aka Princess Henry of Wales, also known as the People's Princess. Let me see. Thank you, Madison. Okay, I'm going to just go on to the next thing. It goes down the same hole. Well, I was thinking drain, but okay. Bonzola Adams, that's close enough. Thank you so much. Oh, Myra, I see. Oh, Joyce Bose. How did I miss that? Oh, and NJ, you said it too. You know that snuck right past me. I must have been looking the other way. Now, meanwhile, the British non-working royals are gather wealth like okay. Let me just play that. Let me play that. And then we will comment on the other side. Righty, let me see. Okay, so this is for the one with the pink that you see there. For the pink one. Is it? Oh. Oh boy. Wait. How come I don't see that one? Hold on. I got it.
Guys, happy Thursday. Last upload for today. Isn't it absolutely brilliant that this organisation has called out publicly the Archwell Foundation to give them thanks for their donation? I think the financial and emotional support that a lot of organisations receive from both Meghan and Harry personally and the Archwell Foundation means a lot. And if you flip the coin to the non-working taxpayer-funded British royal family, they are obsessed with gaining wealth rather than giving wealth away. Whether you study history and philosophy or not, there's a lot of historical context about the way to be happy in your life, serving others, serving the people, and doing the opposite of trying to accumulate wealth. There's also a lot of theories, financial, historical, religious, about the more you give, the more you'll get back. And I just find it weird that Charles William Kate, they're absolutely obsessed with taking, including taking from charities and the NHS, but none of that cash flows outwards. They want to build. They're like Smaug the dragon in Lord of the Rings. They literally want to sit upon piles and piles of gold, which they could never spend in many lifetimes, instead of redistributing that cash for the greater public good, like these two lovely people, Meghan and Harry, do. Wow, that was a deep philosophical lesson for a Thursday. I earlier posted about how you can follow me on X if you're worried about losing access to TikTok. There's a unique video for it. Go on my timeline, have a look for it. Have a brilliant Thursday, guys. Let me know what you think. Morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Last upload for today, isn't it?
Okay, so that is Martin of Ministry of Hacks. He's also available on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter. And I know out of principle or just sheer, you know, let's say, I don't want to say pain, but out of principle, because it's owned by you know who. Some of y'all aren't watching it. And also, as a way of preserving your mental health, I know that others are not using X, and I don't recommend you do, but that is the alternative way to find him for the time being, because as you know, they say that X is supposed to go away soon, as soon as what, the 18th, something like that. So I pray it's not true, you guys, but um, I know that there has been a lot of criticism about TikTok. Oh yeah, did I say X? I meant TikTok. TikTok is supposed to go away soon. So, um, but the thing is, TikTok, they, the government have not been able to control them. And there is a certain genocide that is taking place that a lot of TikTokers have been highly critical of. And I suspect that that is the main reason why they want it to go. And then also, the mainstream media wants to get rid of TikTok because, as someone said, Baron, you're my usual source for news. Well, alternatives to the mainstream media are more popular than ever. And some people say that more people are going to social media platforms looking for news as opposed to the actual, mainstream media. And there's a reason for that. And that's because the mainstream media can no longer be trusted. They cannot be trusted. The first time that I realized that you could not trust the mainstream media was the that second invasion of Iraq, that unnecessary war that George Bush had gotten us into, and the way that the media was pressured into, you know, looking the other way, or they would embed the media with the military and give a very one dimensional side of the story, that kind of stuff. So that's when I stopped trusting. And of course, it was a slow departure for myself because I did not completely remove myself until the 2016 election. That was when I said, okay, I am done forever. I am done forever. So, again, I appreciate anyone who looks to Royal Sussex as a source of news, but I beg you to make sure that you find other people, other sources than myself, because it's good to have a well balanced take of things, and you need more voices for that. So I don't pretend otherwise. It's very necessary. And as always, if you ever find that Royal Sussex is a source of pain or anguish, just turn it off. Turn it off. Take a break from social media if you must. But as usual, if you decide to come back, we'll be here. We'll be here. So take care of your mental health, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't help nobody else. You won't be any good to your friends and your loved ones, and your friends that are loved ones and family to you. So that's all equally important. All of it. All of it. Okay. Let me go with the next Martin video. Wait, I think there is, oh, there we go. Shelly L says, hi, Baron and Squatties. They extended the ban 270 days because everyone is going to Red Note. Oh, what does that mean? A literal Chinese app? I don't know what that means, Red Note. But they extended the ban 270 days. So that means they're going to continue to use, make TikTok available for 270 days. Is that what I'm hearing? But if that is the case, I hope so, because I don't even watch TikTok that much. I mostly see TikTok from other, from X or Facebook or whatever. I don't usually go on TikTok. But I'm telling you guys, I don't want to, do like this big promo for TikTok, but I need to say this. I need to say this. And I hope that you will do your research. Don't just take my word for it. Do your research. TikTok is the only reason, and I do mean the only reason, that we were able to learn so much about what's been happening over in Palestine, right? And to a lesser extent, Twitter has also played its role because I have seen some things on Twitter that I promise you the mainstream media did not want us to know about. And I do believe it to be authentic and true. And it seems to be okay because they trust the owner of Twitter, but they don't trust the owners of TikTok. And I've heard all that stuff about, oh, they're going to have your information. If anybody wants your information that bad, they'll get it. They'll get it. It's we all live in a very small town right now, but that doesn't mean that you should not try to protect yourself from, whatever. But in my opinion, TikTok has only been deemed risky because those kids on TikTok, I'm telling you, not only they show up and show out about the genocide, but they have also showed up and showed out about the election and about quite a few other things that they would much rather people not talk about. So look at the vigorous defense that has been waged for the sake of Harry and Meghan on TikTok. I mean, I have seen some incredible videos on TikTok. And even people that originally were not talking about the Sussexes, weren't even talking about royal news. A lot of them have taken up the cause and not against them, but for them. So it may not be perfect, but don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, right? Do not throw out the baby with the bathwater. I think TikTok is a very valuable platform, and I think that it does an incredible job of getting the truth out there and bypassing the traditional media. So that's what I wanted to say. If you are one of those people that are afraid of TikTok, stay afraid. Don't listen to me. But I value what they do. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Wow, this is it Pura? I haven't seen you here for a while. Continue helping in need, and they do not pay attention to criticism. We love you. Oh, thank you so much for that. And um, that is so important. That is so important. Oh, by the way, Shelly L, thank you so much for the super chat. Um, Very important. Harry and Meghan are going about their business. They are doing what they set out to do bravely, without fear or favor. They are doing what they set out to do, and that is to make the world a better place. And well, we, wait for it. We applaud them for that. I think the best thing that Meghan could have done was show up with bags full of articles to share on camera, right? Whoever's camera it is, it ain't her camera, but show up and show out. Be who you are, not what they want you to be. And definitely do not hide behind walls. Go out and be you. Rohini says Red Note is a Chinese social media platform controlled by the Chinese government. Oh, okay. All right. So I saw that, but I didn't understand what that means. So Hi, Baron and Squatties. They extended the ban 270 days because everyone is going to Red Note, a literal Chinese. Oh, is that what you're saying? So, what is they extended the ban 270 days? Does that mean that there is a TikTok or there's won't be a TikTok anymore? But don't worry, I'll figure it out myself. But thank you so much. But I guess I'm not understanding. So Red Note is another one. Ah, okay. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Well, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm looking at that too. And let's see. Marshall says Baron Gen Z and the Alpha generation. Wait, there's an Alpha generation? Oh, okay. So the young folks in the gaming world are largely unnoticed. All right. Okay, so you all are teaching me a lot tonight. Oh, thank you, Heather Stroud. I didn't know that. Indonesia. That's I wonder the population, is that like 160 million? I know it's a large number. Wait a minute, let me see. What is the population of Indonesia? 277 million? In Indonesia, there's 277 million? Shut the front door. Indonesia is the fourth largest population in the world. I had no idea. I thought it was like about 100 and something. Good Lord, what have they been doing? 277 million? Jeez, I had no idea. Pakistan, 240. Brazil, I knew that was like a little over 200 million. But my goodness, 277 million people in Indonesia? Wow. Oh, they have a pretty good birth rate too. 2.15 births per woman. Huh. Okay. I just learned something. Well, thank you so much for that, Heather Stroud. I feel like I'm getting a fine education tonight. All right. Thank you. So, oh, I'm supposed to play the other thing. Let me get this going. Wait, beta generation? How many generations are there? So there's the beta generation, the Gen Z, I've heard of that one. Alpha generation and beta generation, I've never heard of those. Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Now you know you love those blue eyes. You love those blue eyes. And we call them blue eyes because one blue over here and the other one blue over there. Blue eyes. Anyway, what was I saying? uh what was I saying? I done lost track. Okay, I'm gonna play that other soundbite for you. Hold on a second. Oh, Antoinette Kennedy says Baron TikTok was ending this Sunday, but They are allowing more time for American buyers. Okay. Okay, very good. Why don't Elon Musk go ahead and buy it? He buy everything else.
Do you remember that terribly cheesy quiz show called Family Fortunes that was aired in the UK and the US? It was awful, but I used to absolutely love it. We asked 100 people, what should a princess turn up with when she visits a disaster zone? You said goods. Our survey said, on a serious note, we don't need Family Fortunes to vote on this. It's absolutely brilliant that Meghan and Harry never seem to turn up empty-handed. When they go and shine a light on the things that we need to be talking about, like natural disasters, they always arrive with massive bags. And you can see in this photo, look how much stuff Meghan is carrying compared to the size of her frame. She's carrying a lot of stuff which people in need will be very appreciative of. Whatever the British media say about Meghan and Harry, and believe me, they are not being kind in the UK media at the moment, Meghan and Harry know what to do. They turn up with useful commentary and useful equipment to change people's lives. My previous video was about you, yes, you, if you're going to lose content to TikTok, if you're going to lose content, if you're going to lose access to TikTok, I have another route via my X account. Make sure you check out that if you didn't see it. Comments are open, guys. Have a brilliant day. Let me know what you think.
Thank you, Martin of Ministry of Hacks. Shelly L says, with a super chat, TikTok is based in South Korea. The government saying China is stealing our data. That's why they're banning TikTok. Once you found out 10 million people have already jumped to Red Note, the government decided not to ban TikTok yet. Ha! Thank you so much, Shelly L. You guys, if you own a smart TV, now I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just telling you. The reason why televisions are so inexpensive nowadays is because of the data that comes out of the television. They are selling your data. They are monitoring your viewing habits. If you own a smartphone, somebody is getting your data. It doesn't necessarily have to come from an app. It could be the phone itself. Data is a gold mine. Now, what they do with that data, most of the times they just want to know what people are watching so that they can project the proper advertisements to you so that they can try to sell you things. That's for the most part what they do with that data. But lesser known is that come election time, they also know exactly what commercials, what social media links and such to send you so that they can change your vote or so they can discourage you from voting or so that they could promote their candidate. Data is the reason why Facebook is such a big company. It's not from the advertisements, it's the data. They sell your data. Will that be detrimental to you as an individual? In all likelihood, not. But come election time, you may actually decide to vote based on the algorithm that is being pushed at you. We follow the Sussexes, so we see way more about Harry and Meghan than the average person, right? And the algorithm, for the most part, know that we don't want the negative stuff. However, some of us still get it. And I, can't stress this enough. Do make sure you remove it. Oh, by the way, speaking of remove, do make sure you remove the the channels that you want to avoid, you got to clear that out of the history. Otherwise, it's going to keep coming back to you. And so I don't see Sean, what's his name? John Paul, Sean, John, whatever that guy is that's always outside. I never see his videos because I have used those three dots, do not recommend. And also, if I had ever by chance come across him, I just remove it from the history immediately because I don't want the algorithm to think I'm cool with him or Lady C or some of those other hateful people. Now, just the other day, I came across another hate channel, and this one was so different from anything else I've ever seen. And I was like, immediately, I took it out of the history because otherwise, they're going to keep recommending it to me. They'll think that's what I want. So it's very important to remove these things from your watch history. Also, if you watch it, right, and it's in your history, guess what's going to happen? They're going to start recommending those channels to other YouTubers that watch the same stuff that you watch. You got what I'm saying? It's kind of like a virus that goes around. So, all right. I hope I'm not overly explaining stuff because, first of all, I don't know that I am 100% correct, but I'm just telling you based on my experience. So, hold on. Let me get back in my squeaky chair. As you know, I have a standing desk. So I stand, I sit, I stand, I sit. Um, but thank you again, Shelly L, for the super chat. And thanks for straightening that out for me because I had no clue. So I guess I have to go to Red Note, right? Red Note. That sounds interesting. I'm going to hold off on Red Note. I'm going to hold off on that one. It just, I don't like the name of it. But thank you so much for the information. Bonnie Mighty, I haven't seen you here for a while. Thank you so much. I known about 16 years ago from working in call center that they sell people's data. Yes, data is very, very valuable. It is very valuable. Data is a commodity. Data is a highly valuable commodity. Advertisers buy your data. And there's a lot of services that don't even tell you they're selling your data. So you don't even get a chance to opt out of it. If you have that thing that goes on a certain vehicle, I don't want to get in trouble by saying the name of it, but you know how you can just push that one button and get all the help you need just in case your car goes off the road or something? Well, this one lady had that feature on her car. And because she turned that feature on, when she went to get insurance, guess what? The data from her car was purchased by her insurance company, her automobile insurance company, and they raised her rate without explanation. And so she kind of forced them to explain, why did you raise my rate? And they said, well, we have information that on whatever date you exceeded 90 miles an hour. So for that reason, we're raising your rate. Now, again, if you own that American car and you have that push button, I mean, you could say it if you want to. I'm not going to say it. If you have that push button, they were selling data. Now, they're supposedly made a way to opt out of it, or they said they were going to stop doing it, but they were selling your data. Some of us, our smart cars are working against us because they are selling your data. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, and for the most part, it ain't going to mean nothing to you, but it is a commodity. And so everything we do with our smart TVs and our smartphones and our smart cars and all of that, they are selling our data. Plain and simple. Nothing to be afraid of. There's 200 and what, 330 million Americans. Nobody's going to single you out, but that's just the way it is. That's the way of the world. They sell your data. So if you've never heard this before, ain't nothing going to change because I told you. So don't be afraid of it. All right. Okay. What is that? For some reason, I'm suddenly getting Karen's getting immediate karma video on my timeline. I never looked that up before. Really? Well, again, remove it from your history. Remove it from your history. Just make sure you do that. Antoinette Kennedy says hello to the John. What is it? John. He's being sued by the SEC for undetermining what is it? Undermining the purchase of Twitter. Okay. Now, is that going to carry over into the next administration? I hope. Let's see. Bonnie Mighty says, Baron, I always watch you on clouds after my prayer every morning in the UK. You come 5 a.m. after my prayers. I have pray hard for Harry. Oh, thank you so much for that. And you know what? We all need to say our prayers for Harry and Meghan. Absolutely. We have to be the prayer warriors for Harry and Meghan because in spite of the fact that I have pointed out my concerns, I do believe that our prayers and our support is the best way that they can overcome these obstacles that are being thrown in their way. That smart car feature also helps them to locate your car if you want to pick it up, if you can no longer pay or yes, they yes, they can locate your car. Well, and you know what? It also helps if your car is stolen. Don't forget, it helps if your car is stolen. Yeah, I use those too. As a matter of fact, one of the squatties purchased those iTags for me. Thank you very much, whoever it was. But someone purchased the iTag from my wish list. So I use those too. I'm not afraid of the technology. Honestly, I'm not. Um, I know that a lot of people have great concerns about it, but the thing is, it's um, it's everywhere, and where they don't have that ability, the surveillance camera with the facial recognition, unless you're going to go out the door and cover your face up. Um, the facial recognition is amazing, and they can identify people, by the tens of thousands going through a train station. The camera can just, single out the faces and such. So the technology is incredible, but it just also means that the world has gotten much smaller. And it's like we all live in a very small town where everybody knows each other. So, but for whatever reason, the technology does not concern me that much. Um, what can you do? So it says many folks have forgotten or never cared to know the Duchess of Sussex is a native Angelino. She grew up in our communities and cares, right? She grew up in our community and she cares. Now, Angelino, that means, of course, she's from Los Angeles, that she's from the greater Los Angeles area, Los Angeles County, or the city of Los Angeles, the Angelinos. And that is true. That is where she's from. And so, in her blood, in her DNA, helping her neighbors has been the person that she has been ever since she was a child. She's always been fighting for other people, always standing up for other people. And that is something that will never change. And so when you see her standing there with those big bags under her arms, that is a reminder to anyone that she is not going to cower because of criticism. And you got to love that about her. She is not going to cower because of the criticism. She's going to do her universal service. And we are going to be here to applaud. We are going to donate to whatever they're donating to. We are going to support whoever they're supporting. We're going to keep doing what we've been doing. I could just, right off the top of my head, I can think of so many places where the Sussex squad, we're supposed to be just a handful of people. Well, that handful of people have a huge impact where the Sussexes are concerned. Huge. And they know it. Really? Now you see there, just had facial recognition on the ship getting on and off at foreign ports. No passport needed until coming back to Australia. Then big check. See what I mean? It's here. It's here. The technology is here. Okay, next slide. Oh, this guy. I have been waiting for this one. You guys, you're going to love him. You are going to love him. And I am telling you, you're gonna love him. It's the best soundbite I've ever known. And you, and you, and you, you're gonna love him. Okay, you ready for it? Here goes.
They're not under any type of criticism.
Oh.
These people always attacking Meghan Markle. Like she's not a pick-me. She's from Los Angeles City. That's her hometown. So what are you all talking about? All these other people are transplants, and y'all have no smoke for them. This girl grew up literally up the street, up the hill from where Nipsey Hussle grew up at. All these other celebrities that's out there that's probably not even from LA that's doing something, they're not under any type of criticism. And you know what? Meghan Markle is always criticized. Her number one critic is white women. And the reason why is because she exposes their insecurities. Meghan Markle is the kryptonite to white women because they're like, damn, how did this prince pick you? Out of all these million of white girls that he could have picked, he picked you. And that's the reason why they're always criticizing her. Because they're like, yeah, loyalty didn't pick white. Meghan Markle be having these white women feel inferior. That's all this is about.
One more time.
These people always attacking Meghan Markle. Like she's not a pick-me. She's from Los Angeles City. That's her hometown. So what are you all talking about? All these other people are transplants, and y'all have no smoke for them. This girl grew up literally up the street, up the hill from where Nipsey Hussle grew up at. All these other celebrities that's out there that's probably not even from LA that's doing something, they're not under any type of criticism. And you know what? Meghan Markle is always criticized. Her number one critic is white women. And the reason why is because she exposes their insecurities. Meghan Markle is the kryptonite to white women because they're like, damn, how did this prince pick you? Out of all these million of white girls that he could have picked, he picked you. And that's the reason why they're always criticizing her. Because they're like, yeah, loyalty didn't pick white. Meghan Markle be having these white women feel inferior. That's all this is about.
Okay, so that is Donnie Velour at Donnie Velour on TikTok. So Donnie, DONNIE _ Velour, VELOUR, Donnie Velour on TikTok. He said what he said. Okay? He said what he said, and that's all he said. Now, um, it is a very sad thing that, as he mentioned, a demographic that was also quoted by what's his name, Christopher Boozy, who said the same thing, that it is usually older white women and some younger ones that seem to have an in for Meghan. Um, to single out any socioeconomic group is painful because I don't like to do that. I really don't like to do that. But it is a minority. It is a minority. It is not the majority. It is a minority. And I recall when that one, oh, sorry about that. When that one particular um, hate channel woman, black woman, goes to the UK at the invite of GB News, right? She goes to the UK so that she can hang out with Dan Wooten. And she's on the train, and they were recording on the train. The black woman and one of the producers from the show, or one of their field people from the show, and two white women on the train stood up for the Duchess of Sussex, to the point where there was a heated argument on the train. But they spoke out. These two English women, white women, spoke out about racism early that morning on the train, which is important to note. It seems like it's a majority of white women that feel this way, but believe me, it is a minority. There are not that many people that wake up in the morning and get on their computers and wreak havoc all over the internet for anything that identifies as this or that. That is not the case. It is a minority of people. It just seems bigger because they're so vocal and they're so active and they organize their attacks. Today, those very same people organized an attack against a 14-year-old girl because she was seen with Meghan. And as one of the squaddies pointed out, they had to remind her or them or that this is a teenager. Such is their hatred for Meghan that they will attack just about anybody. Charities, they have gone after charities. That is how awful they are. I remember the young lady, her school had some kind of thing where you were supposed to talk about the people you admire, and the little girl had Meghan's picture and all that, and I wouldn't talk about it. I was the last person to mention it because I was afraid that they were going to go after this girl, that they were going to go after her school, which they probably did. Fortunately, I didn't see it, but that is the world we live in. And a lot of these older women are being weaponized by politicians, by the British tabloid media, to confront people they don't know about things that they have no proof or knowledge of, which is it's a sickness, it's an illness. So that is important to remember. It is not a majority. It rarely is a majority of anybody. It is just a very loud and vocal minority. It is amplified. It seems so much bigger than what it is, but it's just not the case. So I think it's enough to drive you crazy to assume otherwise, but trust me, I have it on good authority. It is a minority of people. It is not this big thing that you see in the tabloids and on social media. There's not a majority of people that hate the Sussexes or hate Meghan in the UK. Most people either don't care or they're very neutral or they are very supportive. Those two women on the train, they argued the case very effectively and they knew what they were talking about. But most people just go about their business. But they had had enough of it. They were listening to this bile coming out of their mouths, and they decided to do something about it. They had to say something. And so they got in this heated argument. I don't know if I still have that video. I mean, I could not share the video, but I had to make of it what I could to share. But I haven't shared it in quite some time. But I use that as an example because otherwise it is easy to assume the worst, but I don't think it's as big as it seems, but it is still, any amount of it is too much. Let me see. Yes, I am not seeing it. I wish I could figure out, but I have not shared it in so long. I don't even remember what I labeled that video. Huh. Let me try one more thing. Let me try one more. Nope, I don't have it. I mean, I have it, but I don't know where to find it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to abandon search, but if I can, I will share it with you all tomorrow. You know how to make me smile, don't you? More happy and inspirational news. Inauguration Day weather is expected to be 18 degrees. That's cold, you guys. With a high wind chill factor. This is the second most coldest day for the inauguration in 40 years. Reagan's was 7 degrees. Well, you know what? I hope it drops down to 6 for these people, but 18 will do. Yes, Reagan's second inauguration, if I recall, just for the sake of safety, I think they had to move it indoors. Is that right? I think his second inauguration took place indoors because of the wind chill factor. So, if you're not familiar with Fahrenheit, the freezing point of water in Fahrenheit is 32 degrees. So 18 degrees with the wind chill factor is going to feel more like 6 degrees. So bring it on. Bring it on. Thank you so much for that. I am so happy now. Okay. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, birthplace, Cayuga Park, Los Angeles, California, United States. Rachel Meghan Markle was born on August 4th, 1981, at West Park Hospital in Cayuga Park, Los Angeles, California. She identifies as mixed race. My dad is Caucasian. My mom is African American. I'm half black, half white. So, just for the hate listeners, you can pretend like you didn't see that or didn't hear it, but that doesn't make it any less true. And then there on the right, we're open for, oh, hold on. I got sound for that. I got sound.
that we are taking no more drop-offs, please. You are still welcome to come and shop until 5 o'clock today, but please, no more drop-offs. Thank you so much. Hey guys, I'm just letting you know that we are taking no more drop-offs, please. You are still welcome to come and shop until 5 o'clock today, but please, no more drop-offs. Thank you so much.
And you know why there's no more drop-offs? Do you know why they are not accepting any more drop-offs? I will tell you why. That's why. That's why. They don't have room because of the Meghan factor. That's why. So, love or what you will, that is why. Let me see. It wasn't a video, but you had the audio of it. Right. I remember that. I did like the audio. So, well, it was a video of the audio, and I think I had some slides, I think, right? And I thank you for remembering that. First of all, thank you for remembering that. But I just cannot remember how I labeled that. But that one particular hate channel person that I loathe, absolutely loathe. I think she's just like the worst human being ever. And that's assuming a lot to refer to her as a human being. And that dark lipstick that she wears. Normally, I'm a big fan of dark lipstick, but on her, it just kind of pushes me over the edge, and I cannot stand her. She is an awful, awful person, awful, and speaks utter gibberish, and people listen to her, people believe her. You know what? I take it back. They don't believe her, but they love to hate. There are some people that just love to hate. Hate and more hate. So, I just looked train. I don't see it. I tried that person's name and I don't see it. Even though I hate trying that person's name, but I don't see that either. So, and I tried GBN. I couldn't find it. So I give up. I give up. I couldn't think of any other way to look for it. Yeah, I give. I give. Nothing is working. It'll probably come to me later on and I'll be like, oh, that's right. That's right. Um, oh. No, that didn't help either. Oh, wait. Let me try this one. No. Wow. And I thought I was really on to something, but that only brought me to Patrick J. Adams. Nope. All right, I give up. What if I don't even have it anymore? All right, let's move on. No, I did not hear that. I did not hear that. All right. So thank you, Prince Harry and Meghan, everyone who supported this organization. So I believe that Meghan was speaking to that young lady right there. She had a back turn, but I believe that's who Meghan was speaking to. Location on Vancouver downtown waterfront, the Vancouver Convention Center will serve as the main hub of the games. It will host the wheelchair basketball, wheelchair rugby, indoor rowing, and sitting volleyball competition, and a ton of other family friendly activities in the Invictus Village, Vancouver, that you can enjoy. Make sure you don't miss out. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster. I wonder if they're going to do any sponsored free tickets. I hope so. All right. Take a look here. What does it say? What am I looking for here? Why did I have that one? I think it was something to do with Charles. Oh, well, who cares? And then over here, take a look there. LA fire visit shows Sussexes are out of touch. Like I said, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is for just that reason. As you can see, it's like a billboard. It really is like a billboard. And that is supposed to be somewhat of a, forthright newspaper, but they're just as much a tabloid. That they would have that billboard there, hoping to attract the hate people. That's all that's up there for. Okay, next. Graham Smith says, over the last 2 months, Sophie has done 23 engagements, many of which last 20 minutes, others no more than an hour. Most are at or near home. At most, that's 23 hours of work, which is the equivalent of 3 days full time. Right? If you work an 8-hour day, in 3 days, that's 24 hours. For Sophie, so far, she has done the equivalent of 23 hours of work. 23 hours. And that's in the last 2 months. In the last 2 months, she's done the equivalent of 3 days' work. So Roy and Nika saying Sophie at 60, the tough, dutiful Duchess with backbone and a bigger royal role, an outsider who Queen Elizabeth II adored. How has Sophie become the monarchy's proper asset? Oh, they're not saying secret weapon anymore? Somebody's been listening to Royal Sussex. Proper asset. The secret. Oh, I swear I didn't see that. I did not realize that was there. Proper asset and secret weapon. My profile of the Duchess of Edinburgh anyway. How did I miss that? I promise you I didn't know that was there. But yeah, they would be nothing if they weren't secret weapons. So Sophie is definitely a secret weapon. I wouldn't tell anybody about her. I'd keep her a secret. Damp and moldy housing could see personnel leave military. Well, Graham Smith, who loves to troll the royal family, says military homes in shocking state. But don't worry, William will spend thousands flying a helicopter so he can watch some soldiers for 20 minutes. That's right. He will spend thousands of dollars so that he could travel and watch soldiers interacting for 20 minutes and then go back to one of his luxurious homes. That's Willie. So Cameron said the Prince of Wales will arrive in style for the first solo engagement as Colonel-in-Chief of the Army Air Corps next Thursday, arriving at Wadisham Flying Center via a Wildcat helicopter. And who the hell cares? Next, look back at Prince Charles and Camilla visit to Katrina. Thank you so much, Muriel, for sharing this one. I didn't know Charles had went to Katrina. Weren't they worried he would get in the way? Weren't they worried that he would be a disaster tourist? Apparently not. Apparently not. They didn't care. Next, when you want to greet a canine, it's okay to get close and look at them, so that they can smell you and so that they can, be close to you and everything, because they're, like they say, man's best friend. But Sophie, who knows what was on her breath, Sophie has to get snout to snout, nostril to nostril. She's not satisfied if she don't have her face all up in the dog's face. She ain't satisfied. Well, I tell you what, I hope she don't ever get confused and choose the wrong end. But then again, who knows? Who knows? Maybe that's what she's used. I don't know. All I can say is yuck. Oh, you're right about that, Leslie F. You're right about that. Maybe if she stays closer, she won't be zipping all through the neighborhood with wild abandonment. We already know how problematic that has been. Thank you so much for your comment. That is proper shade. I love it. Kate Middleton, Princess of Wales, announces she is in remission from cancer. And she just happened to announce it the day that they thought that With Love, Meghan Markle was coming out. Of course they did. And right here, Kate Middleton shares that she is cancer-free and in a moving new video. Same as the, the second paragraph and the third paragraph. Oh, let me move this so you can see it. You there? Princess of Wales is cancer-free in intimate family video. Now, last night, no, not last night. What am I saying? Last September. Well, one more time. September the 9th of September, 2024. Kate announced that she was cancer-free, and subject clapped, cheered, and 3 months later, she's remitting from the cancer that wasn't there, right? Remitting. Oh, so when you're in remission, remitting. Huh, all right, very good. Nice use of the English language. She's remitting. That's what she's doing. Anyway, you know what that says. Let's go to the next one. Why a cancer patient who met Kate Middleton says, we don't need to know what cancer she had. Well, if you're going to be that chummy with Kate Middleton, where you're arm in arm, isn't that a breach of protocol? Right? But for the sake of Kate's visit, hoping to impress people, people had their phones out taking pictures. People put their arms around Kate. In other words, all of the things that she never was, but has to be in order to be competitive with the Sussexes or Harry and Meghan, or just Meghan. In order to be competitive, she has to go out there and do things that are just not, they're just not her thing. She doesn't like to be touched. At least I think so. But whatever the case is, She went all out for this visit. Let me see. Cannot see that one. Let me make a bigger screen. Find a bigger screen. There we go. Kate Middleton's visit to the London hospital, where she had cancer treatment last year, made a real impact. But one cancer patient says there's no need for the royal to disclose her diagnosis. Angela Terry, who is, let me show you that woman right there. Angela Terry met the Princess of Wales during her emotional stop at the Royal Marsden Hospital on January 14th, and exclusively tells people that Kate's presence provided a huge boost. Really? A huge boost? You wouldn't think so because, I mean, after all, wasn't it just a few months ago she was there? Could they have had that high rate of turnover? I don't think so. I think those people were tanked up or something. They found a way to get enthusiasm out of those people at the hospital. Don't know what they did, but I think the level or energy just did not seem normal for Kate, considering how standoffish she is. I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. I don't know how they arranged that, but I do believe that it was designed to compete against the Duchess of Sussex's house, not house, but housewares. Well, whatever you call it. Her lifestyle show. That's it. This was designed to compete with Meghan's lifestyle show, which, of course, did not happen or hasn't premiered yet. So that's why they went through all the trouble. Someone else said that it takes 5 years to be in remission, and they use all the wrong language and they get away with it. They are using the wrong language and getting away with it. It was hot in here. I had to turn the heat down. Thank you so much for your comment. Look who's not wearing their wedding band. Look who's not wearing their wedding band. And look who is sitting in that very awkward manner to make sure that you know that they're not wearing their wedding band. That is not very subtle, is it? It's kind of right in your face. I said it's kind of right in your face. See there? It's right in your face. In your face. I'd already gone, but I think someone lost their job over this one. Oh, yeah, I shared that one already. Prince William's Lonely Months. They say that's an old article that was regurgitated. And then all of a sudden, other people wrote about it too. So, Fresh Face, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you for being here tonight on Royal Sussex. Oh, this was so shady. Oh, by the way, I'm almost done, just so you guys know. I'm almost done. I think I just have maybe 1, 2, 3. Just a few slides, just a few. Scots react to King Charles' visit to Alua Food Bank. Ridiculous situation. I don't know what happened at the food bank, but I will say this. Charles at least showed up in a kilt, which is more than William will do. And Charles is not taking any chances with Not My King, right? Oh, by the way, they said a man was arrested. He's not taking any more chances with Not My King. And what I mean by that is, check it out. Oh, wait, I think I skipped one. But I did want to show you this, but I'll show you the rest of it. This is something that was mentioned the other day. It is a very late Christmas present, but I am so grateful for it. Tomato basil seasoning, huh? Garlic herb seasoning, steak seasoning, salt-free seasoning, and barbecue shrimp seasoning. Shut the front door. I am going to have some fun with this. And scented candles. So thank you to the squatty that sent this to me. Thank you so much. I thought this was just the classiest thing. The box, by the way, which that's the lid to the box on the right side. You know I'm going to put that under my Christmas tree next year. I'm going to put that box under my tree. Beautiful, nice, like, quality box. Real nice. You can use it again and again. But thank you. That was very, very classy. I was so impressed. I'm like, wow, just wow. And also, you might recognize the thinker. That also was a gift from the gift list. But these were selected for me. So I'm like, how did you know? Because I cook shrimps all the time. I get those Argentine red shrimps. That's the ones I usually cook. So you know I'm going to rub some of that on my shrimps next time. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Lex says, we don't need to know whose hair Kate is wearing. We don't need to know. We don't need to know whose hair that Kate is wearing. And we don't need to know whose hair that Nana is wearing.
That King Charles may never be Prince Harry. Is he being selfish? I ask this spheres of rain that Prince Harry, Prince Harry, Prince Harry, Prince Harry. Is he being selfish?
Yeah, we don't need to know. Whose ever hair it is, it is. It was. So thank you, Legs. Also, I could think of another person whose hair that we don't know and we don't care. We don't care. We don't care about the hair or the lips. We don't. We don't care about the hair or the lips. What is that little flip she got on the side? That wig is so cheap, it won't even lay down. You know your wig is cheap when it won't lay down. But that's okay, you guys. She's determined to bring back the mushroom. That mushroom hairdo, she is determined to bring back the mushroom. So all I can say is leave her alone. She'll grow out of it. The old mushroom cap. She'll grow out of it. But one more time. I tell you, those lips roll in and out like the tide. You can tell it's high tide when Angela Evans starts doing that weird stuff with her lips. All right. Let me see here. So, as I said, Charles was not taking any chances with Not My King. So, as you can see, there's Charles in the receiving line, right? Doing a walkabout. In the distance, do you see the yellow sign back there in the distance? That is Not My King. And Charles did not want to be distracted from the very small crowd, so he had the bagpipe guy accompany him. So on the left, you can see Not My King, not a very big group at all, but they had a bullhorn, but you couldn't hear it because the guy on the right was playing the bagpipe. And I mean, playing it very loud. So Charles had this guy drown out the Not My King people. Now that was shrewd, wasn't it? Well, I got to give him credit. That was pretty bright of him. You couldn't hear anything because of the bagpipe, which is unfortunate. The peasants are starving. Let them visit food banks, or let them eat cake. Let them visit food banks. Signed, Charles III. And if you take a look on the right again, I still say that photo is strange. That is, it's just strange. I feel like it just looks awkward to me. I don't know. And then Legs pointed out that her feet are doing something weird. Well, we've seen that before, right? We've seen that before, where her feet tend to turn in on each other. Yeah, that's Waity Katie. So, with that, you guys, thank you very much. I am done for today. Love you guys. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. This has not been a Mark Goodson or a Bill Totson production. No animals were maimed or injured throughout this Royal Sussex. And of course, no teeth were chipped.
Prince Harry, is it being...
Yeah, no teeth were chipped. And not a single wig has ever gotten away. No lipstick was smushed or smeared. None of those odd, weird, bad things happened. Everything has gone very well on this episode of Royal Sussex.
Prince Harry, is it being selfish?
Well, Prince Harry, is it being selfish? All right, good night, good night, good night. I think we're getting off of here reasonably early for me. So get some rest, you guys, or start your day. I hope it's very productive. I had fun as usual. Connie Balmer! Hey, Connie Balmer. Connie Balmer, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be talking right now. I had to grab one of those, I think it's called the Salvia bonbons. Oh, so good, so good. It saved my voice today. Thank you very much. Okay, we're out. We're out.
Prince Harry,